Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Los, Hollywood Kev, and welcome to another episode of The Noize. Before we get into the, I guess the social media handles and everything like that, I guess we need to address really what's been kind of the question of the month. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't make sense to get into tagging everything until we, actually let the people know what's going on. So as far as like the Noize is concerned, we straight. Ain't no bullshit going on. With that being said, go ahead and follow us on the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And of course, follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. Even though I came into this whole thing with a joke, with a funny, even though I'm pretty sure whoever clicked on the clickbait photo that we use they're probably pretty pissed about what information they thought they were going to hear just now. Even though I had that little, chance to have fun, I just got instantly irritated.
Why?
Because I'm looking in the corner of our illustrious studio and one of the fucking sound foam pieces are about to fall off.
Oh.
You see the panel hanging? I
didn't do it.
Dog, I'm very upset because spray adhesive is fucking expensive. Now, granted, I have two bottles that, I kind of just keep, tucked in the holster. So I ain't got a problem. I can spray it and get it back.
It's the principle.
It's the principle that it's happening. It has the audacity to happen right now. What's going on, ear hustlers? We know it's been a while.
Yeah, we do.
We're really happy to be back.
Yeah.
If you can't tell from my energy, at least. This is Kev's smile. This is his excited. This is his happiness. Unless we're talking about Chuck Berry or yachts and Indians. I talked to somebody the other day about that too. They were saying that they listened to that episode and they was like they did not expect that shit to go south. They said they thought it was going to be all 6 dudes and one chick and they was just getting the train going. I said, nah, nope. You never expect some normalcy in the stories that the things we discover along our walks of life. Just don't expect normalcy. So if you're new ear hustler, welcome. Goddamn it, welcome. We are going to have some shit that is you can't. A lot of our episodes you can't listen to without headphones.
Think so?
I think that's the best way to put it.
Well, yeah, for the stuff we say, yeah, I can see that.
I
wouldn't listen to it if you're at work, like, you in
no,
cubicle. No, I don't do that.
Everyone listens to us at work.
No, that's fine. I'm saying
I
in your cubicle, like with the speaker.
Definitely don't put this on the Bose. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But no, I've had conversations with ear hustlers, man. They was like, yeah, we listen to it at work, and the manager looked at me crazy. I started busting out laughing. Like, I like hearing shit like that. So please keep putting your employment in jeopardy by listening to the Noize at work. Just, don't have it so everybody can hear it. You can hear some interesting shit.
Yeah.
Where the hell was I even going with that? The panel really did throw me off. This was like a legit gripe just now.
Oh yeah, that panel. Man.
The panel's a sad thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, Kev, how has your month been? Because this is episode 2 in the last 7 weeks.
Shit.
We've been slacking.
Shit.
But how have you been, sir?
Well, my birthday was, is it a week? Yes, it's a week from today. Birthday was a week last week. And
we didn't get a chance to hop on here, but happy birthday, Kev. We put out a nice little photo on your birthday on the beat page.
I appreciate it.
Look for the rest of the photos come out. We're trying to keep it real family oriented here.
I appreciate it.
Keep it going.
I didn't do much. Went out to Arizona to see my brother. But what I got from that, like a lot of mental clarity. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like more so been at peace with stuff.
It's a good way to be.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I still had a boring ass Monday. Shit still like day to day the same, but overall mentally it was more peaceful.
Good. How's 30 looking? What's it like over there?
Honestly, no, I won't say it's the same. I've been having this shoulder pain.
I knew it was gonna be pain.
Yo, like I've been having this shoulder pain, and it's been for a while now. First, like it was attributed to how I was sleeping. Mm-hmm. Then I corrected how I was sleeping. Yesterday, I woke up in so much pain. Today was cool. Like I'm fine, but yesterday, bro, like for a good couple hours at least, I was holding my left shoulder. Like 30 has not been as easy as a transition as how I like.
It said, "Welcome to 30." Let's tighten this up real quick.
Right, and it's not even like it's in the front, so it's only if I lift my arm straight up frontwards, it hurts. Anything else is fine. This hurts. Like,
it's so fucked up because when you go see your doctor, like, what other ailments do you have? Well, it hurts when I do this.
Yeah, that's
so don't do that,
so
then, motherfucker.
But other than that, man, it's been cool. Working on something that actually I haven't told you. I'm not gonna tell you.
What the fuck? I don't care.
because I wanna see the look when it's like completed. Been working on something for almost a month and a half now. So been working on that. Discovering who some of these newer artists are, which is still weird to me. But
I say you don't sound too enthused by it.
Yeah, but other than that, been cool, man.
You see the Old Town Road video?
Bruh,
the official one?
Bruh, I saw it
clean.
Yesterday. That video's so hard. That song's so hard. Man.
Listen,
we got to really talk about Billy Ray Cyrus having Verse of the Year.
He said in the hip hop community, the country community,
we
R&B
have to
community.
talk about that. Like he gassed his entire verse.
Now the thing about the video, and just the whole LilNasX experience, it's like we said on the show before. I don't stunt nobody's hustle. Get your money, black man. Get your money, black woman. Do your thing. I'm happy for you. But you know this is absolutely temporary.
Oh, yeah.
We're not getting a second single from LilNasX.
And that's why he's riding his wave. I would ride his wave
just
too.
about to
he
say
knows
that.
This is
I was
it.
just about to say that. You can look in that man's eyes and tell that he knows this is it.
Yeah, this
so
is it.
I'm finna
make the best of this
I'm
shit.
about to Old Town Road for the next however the fuck long that this song carries me. Dog, I saw a video of him coming out at Coachella. Well, what's it? Let me make sure I got my festival.
Or
right.
life is or what is it? Rolling Loud?
Rolling Loud. No, I don't think it was Rolling Loud. What was right before Rolling Loud?
I don't fucking know.
Well, it was some little festival. And he came out, nigga, the whole crowd, horses in the back.
Yo.
I'm like, and you know he only performed that one song.
One song.
And he got the fuck up out of there.
Yeah.
So anyway, getting back to the video, you can tell that man knows that when Old Town Road passes, it's going to be just some shit in the past. So
it ain't gonna pass with me, X. It ain't. I'm gonna still rock with
I guarantee you will slap. But while it's going on, he's gonna enjoy every check from streaming.
I would.
And he was having a ball in the video.
I would. Why not?
Like if you're gonna have your moment of fame, you know, and it's bringing you some bread and it's changing your life. Again,
if they want to give it to, why not?
I'm not knocking your hustle. Do your thing. So I'm happy for him.
Me too.
And the video was very well put together.
Absolutely. How was your week?
It's been.
Or should I say week, month? I'm sorry.
Right, it's been so much, bro. I'm thirsty as hell if y'all can't tell. It's been a lot, dog. I'm not gonna lie. We're very transparent with the ear hustlers. I am really struggling with balancing having to work right in the middle of the day and
right.
losing a lot of precious time, you know, to get shit done, because I don't have that kind of job where I can just take my laptop and just sit there. Now there were some positions that at my job allowed me to do that, and that was when we was really killing shit with beat. But now it's just having that 8 hours just in the middle of my fucking day, and then I only got a couple hours when I get home, maybe like an hour or two in the morning, depending on what kind of sleep I get at night. It's really been affecting shit, which kind of also explains what was really going on with this show. Well, we'll get to that. Outside of that, life has been interesting.
How so?
Because like it hasn't been bad, but I can't say it's necessarily been something to celebrate in a sense.
Shit has happened.
Like shit, exactly. Yeah. Shit has just happened. But it's in between that time that I kind of felt like I was kind of clearing out the mental cachet or the emptying the trash. You know what I'm saying? Mentally. And I kind of just feel myself getting back to a really steady, normal area, which to me is great. But I needed to also elevate back to starving. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I'm not just hungry for this to be great. Like I'm going to make this my absolute everything.
Right.
Which I am getting back to. But outside of that, we the highlight of the month is we had the opportunity to go back to Cleveland.
How was that?
Went back to Cleveland, East Cleveland to be exact. No, I cheated. We stayed in Beechwood.
Okay.
We stayed in Beechwood, so much nicer in Beechwood than in East Cleveland. But we spent a lot of time in East Cleveland. Mm-hmm. East Cleveland is still trash. So I don't know whoever the hell need to get out there and fill them fucking potholes. God damn it, do it. Somebody need to sign something and get the city.
It should
together.
be like the one guy. I seen the little article where it was like the dude was drawing penises around the potholes, and the city was filling them because they didn't want the penises.
They didn't want any more dicks on the street. Oh, you heard East Cleveland? Go. It's time to draw some dick. But those are going to be some really weird, like strangely proportioned dicks out there. Them potholes out there can cover some shit. Like
wow,
to the point where the traffic is telling you to slow down because of how fucking thick and deep the potholes
That's
are.
crazy.
But outside of that, being able to see my family and celebrate, which was the reason we went out there, was from our grandmother's 80th birthday. Mm-hmm. Being able to do all that, it was great.
That's dope.
But I saw a cousin I haven't seen since my grandfather passed.
That's crazy.
And we're the immediate cousins. We're the grandkids of whose party it was.
You know what I'm saying? Grandma.
Exactly. So that hurt, but at the same time it was great because they're doing good. Mm-hmm. Grandma's doing better. We had a scare right before the party, so she's doing better, which is great. It was really dope to see all my family pretty much.
Absolutely.
So it was a really good time. Now I'm pretty sure some people listening right now. Oh, so this nigga was in Ohio. Okay. Not my problem.
Get over it.
Exactly. I'll be back eventually. But you know what though? I've caught myself. You know when you be in the spirit of the moment and everything, like, man, I promise I'm going to do this, that, and the third. I think I threw out there like, man, yo, I'm definitely going to do my best to make it back out here in July. I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to make it back out there in July. Whether I put my wholehearted effort into it or half-assed, I was like, I tried. July ain't happening. Not in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? Like, I doubt it. And it's no knock to my city. Mm-hmm. Just it's how the world worked, apparently. So I'm like, I had to get out of that moment and get back to reality. Like, yeah, why'd I say July?
I will say that I'm all for an all men's retreat. There's no shade to the women in beat, but I'm all for all men's retreat. We need to go somewhere and do something. Not, I mean, we can use beat as
the reason,
but it's something we all boys. We all should go out and do something.
And that's what I was about to say. When it's all men, it's not a retreat. It's just kind of the fellas is going out of town.
Well, no, I said retreat because I couldn't think of nothing else. But
I'm about to say when it's all men, it's just low key, just the niggas going, we touch a different soil. That's all.
Yeah, we got to do something.
That's what I tried to do for my 25th birthday, and here I am approaching 30, and I'm gonna be at work. Just getting cussed the fuck out.
I got my ticket.
To where?
You talking about the Miami trip?
Mm-hmm.
I got my ticket.
What, around the time we were planning?
Yeah, remember I got my ticket. I was like I think one of the person may have got their ticket. For the yacht, not the plane.
I'm about to say for the yacht party, right?
For the yacht party, yeah.
And I remember, all right, so funny story. When I was turning 25, this is black folks for you, good people. I was turning 25 and want to do something big. It's my quarter century, about to have a solid fucking time. Mm-hmm. So I told niggas in January that I'm trying to take a trip to Miami Carnival in October, which would have fell on my birthday. It would have been that weekend. And it was a yacht party, all white yacht party, reggae yacht party. And we were about to be out there looking like some shit straight out of Entourage. You know what I'm saying?
We would have been on that.
We would have been clean. That would have been a good fucking night. But yeah. So you know how you tell people in January and it's October, bro? It just started knocking off like the Walking Dead cast, bro. Like people were just gradually getting grayed out to the point that it was literally just me and Kev going. The fact that everything just fell apart, I was like, you know what? I gotta start telling motherfuckers 2 years in advance. So I should have told people back when I was 27 that when I turn 30, I'm trying to do some live shit.
That's ridiculous. You
know what I am doing for well, it's really not. I can't say it's really not for me because it's not for me whatsoever. Of course, Skylar Ward, the CFO of Beat Network, is getting married, and I'm his best man. So I get the opportunity to dip back into my collegiate bag and make some shit really shake. So that's gonna be in September when we decide to do his bachelor activities. And boy, I got a hell of an itinerary put together. So I'm just gonna closetly, wave a flag for myself. Happy birthday, Los. Go 30. What'd you say? Nothing? Y'all ready to take these shots? You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna quietly sneak my shit in there. That's gonna be a great time. But to wrap up my long-winded, how's my month been? It's been. Shit happened.
Gotcha.
Shit happened.
Gotcha.
So, of course, as you guys can tell, there's no video. We are recording this on Sunday, and this episode will be out on Sunday.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure, since you guys haven't had an episode in 2 weeks, like I said, it's only been one episode in the last month. Since you haven't had an episode in 2 weeks, we want to make sure we get this out on time. Mm-hmm. And some of the things I was doing over here, I was kind of writing up the description of the show as we were going, and I'm realistically probably going to start on the logo as well. I'm just saying. I'm just really trying to, to get to work. And this is for you guys. So like I said, we owe y'all that. I got all the messages in the Noize page. And it's funny how people immediately go to beef. What if we displayed on here that makes it seem like we beefing?
What do you mean?
Like everyone thought that you and I just fell out.
Really?
Yeah, because we went 2 weeks without an episode. First of all, that's the weird thing about having fans that you don't know. Like people that listen and support the shit that, like the people that drove up from, what was it, like San Diego?
Yeah.
Was it San Diego?
It was San Diego.
People that drove up from San Diego for Cognac Conversations, and they came and talked to us for like 10 minutes, and then that's when they said, we came all the way from San Diego. I'm like, what? Like, seeing shit like that, it's like, it's dope. But now I just saw the other side. I saw the, yo, man, y'all niggas is slacking. Like, yo, first of all, relax. You know what I'm saying? So it is outside of our normal to have that much downtime with this show.
Yeah, and if you think about it, it's how it happened is kind of crazy because we're gonna do the regular. We probably would have missed one regular show like we've done before, and then that turned into, well, we only got to record these days because Kev's going out of town.
Then I went out of town.
Then you went out of town. Then it was like, then it just dominoed after that. So it wasn't completely intentional. Like, hey, we just not gonna do a show for a month. It wasn't like
right. We was gonna take a month off.
Yeah,
no heads.
Yeah, it wasn't like that at all.
Listen to the other shows. Just get on somewhere. And big up to Back to the Classics and Now.
See, I'm about to say the same shit. Yeah.
Big up to Back to the Classics and Now, and now like Water for Chocolate, they're back. They've held y'all down.
Yeah.
Back to the Classics has had an episode every week that we've been down. And like Water for Chocolate, they're 2 weeks in now.
Yeah.
So y'all were good.
Appreciate that.
Everybody was straight.
I had content.
But I did have a I fucked up moment. Because there will be no episode of Back to the Classics coming out because, funny story, I was editing their shit, right?
Funny story.
And I was editing their shit. And one thing that I do because I'm trying to get everything done, like on one mode, like in one mode, I was bouncing out. I'm sorry, I was importing the footage for their show into Final Cut. Mm-hmm. So that's importing and rendering. So that's got the external hard drive working. All the while I was editing the audio of the show under the same external hard drive.
Oh no.
So because it was working, I guess it's kind of hard to explain, but it pretty much went into panic mode.
Maybe it was like, hey yo,
and
hey,
it basically said it's going to format the entire hard drive to keep it from crashing. So it formatted all the beat shit, everything. Now I keep all my beat shit on a separate jump drive as well. So I was able to get that back, no problem. But, as far as the show, that was done.
That was it.
Because I take it out the camera, then I delete off the memory card, and then, of course, everything is all done on the laptop anyway. That was it. I was like, well.
Your hard drive had that DMX, but like, yo, dog.
Exactly. It just called it quits. Like, no, we done. Like, you'd have thought it just spit like a fire-ass verse and then said some shit right at the end and then walked off. And it's just like, oh! But it said that was me, like, oh! Right. I was really let down by it. So, with there being no episode of Back to the Classics this week, I do apologize. That is absolutely on me. Outside of that, we got a quick show for you guys, because it's funny. We've been gone for a month and ain't shit happened.
Yeah.
Like not a damn thing. However, I did have the pleasure, if you want to call it that, I had the quick second to catch the Deontay Wilder Dominic Breazeale fight. Yeah. So you said you caught the highlights, right?
Oh, well, locked her up. I mean,
right. I said the same thing. I said
I fell asleep. I was like, I want to watch this fight. When I seen it was like yesterday, I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna watch this fight. Fell asleep. That's part of being 30.
30 is whooping Kev's ass already. I'm nervous as shit. You want to know what's going on with me as I'm approaching 30? It's either approaching 30 or being fat. Bruh, I leaned over something the other day. I didn't know you can cramp up in your fat.
Oh yeah,
bro. I leaned over. I was like, ooh, because it was a different pain. I ain't used to feeling pain right there.
yeah.
I'm like, this is 30. Huh? Okay, all right, fuck you, 30.
I fell asleep, and then when I woke up, it was obviously well after the fight, and I went and I was like, damn, I missed the fight. But our beat chat, I clicked in the beat chat and I seen what y'all was talking about. I'm like, huh. So I went and I seen the video. And it was 34 seconds, so it's hard. You know,
it's a YouTube video.
Yeah. I got YouTube videos longer than that.
Yo, you could put the intro and the fight on YouTube, and it wouldn't be long enough for ads.
That's crazy. But either way, that boy. First of all, I don't understand why he was taking that fight anyway. Like,
oh, he knew
that was it had to be a cash grab because there's no way you thought this was going to be a competition.
So what they're saying is he was already lined up, even though the nigga exactly. Even though I think his record was 3-0-1.
So he shouldn't have even been in the ring with dude.
Bro, I'm like, where did you qualify? And that's one thing I want to talk to you about because you a boxing nigga like me. But kind of getting back to Dominic Brazil, I guess it was personal because Wilder said some shit about him.
Oh, is that what I didn't hear what he said, but I heard that Wilder had said some wild
shit.
I
heard of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
By the time everything happened, I'm not about to go back to find out.
Yeah.
I don't care exactly. This was a scrub.
Right.
He had said something about it. If they use that to kind of build the fight, like it's personal, it's real personal, whatever. And I don't know if they have history as well, like in boxing, but anyway. So I guess he was next up. And when they came in to touch gloves, I'm like, this man is scared for his life right now. And we shit you not, the introductions were longer than the fight. And really, what pissed me off about Dominic Brazil is nigga came out with Nipsey.
Well, I mean,
he came out to all my life. I've been grinding all my life. You know that song was longer than the fight.
But what could? Of course, like you expect that. I kind of expect that.
Nah,
no matter who the fighter is, it should have
been Wilder then.
But no matter who it is, I kind of expect that. Just out of the circumstances, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what's gonna be the case.
It should have been Wilder coming out to Nipsey. That shit needed to happen because you gonna come out to Nipsey and get just. You know what I'm saying?
He was, yeah.
It was literally night.
Yeah.
It was so crazy that
the punch didn't even look hard. It didn't look like he stuck it like that.
Now, okay, so me and Jay had this exact conversation last night when we were watching it. Here's how you know that the punch was hard. Take the headphones off and try to shake your ears right now. He's actually doing this, by the way, yo. Your ears aren't shaking.
Right.
You don't feel any movement, right? Mm-hmm. Go back and watch the knockout. He hits him. My man is alfalfa. It was all the wiggles, bruh. You can't make your ears move like that. No matter how hard you shake your head, your ears cannot move like that. Like another clip to go look at is Tyson. I can't remember who the fuck he was fighting. It was back in the 80s. He was knocking out some nigga with an afro. He hit that man, and you watch the wave go from his jaw to the top of the afro. Now, you see how steady and stern afros are, right? That motherfucker was hitting that body roll, you know what I'm saying?
It was Harlem shaking.
It was Harlem shaking, you feel me? All shoulders, you feel me? So I knew that man got hit hard when you saw his ears do everything. And he just laid out like, nah, he was right. I wasn't ready.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been here.
He been telling me for all these weeks I wasn't ready. He was right.
He wasn't lying.
Now, man. Above all, though, I did enjoy watching the fight. I enjoyed it. A first round knockout, they don't come that often anymore.
Nah.
So to see it happen again, it brings back the conversation that we've had before, that heavyweight boxing is gradually trying to make us return back to every competitor. Like, because for a long time, we wouldn't have been able to have this conversation that I'm about to bring up to you, to where you're talking about, okay, who's a good match for this dude? Who should be fighting this, that, and the third? So to be able to see a first round knockout just to get a scrub out the way, they bring a real opponent back. Loved it.
Yeah.
As far as a real opponent, at this point, they need to just make the Anthony Joshua fight happen.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's not going to be a competitor, then we're going to continue to get
Scrubs.
first round knockouts. I mean, it is great for us for
right.
time.
It's entertaining, but we know what Deontay Wilder could do to a scrub.
That's not
exactly
what we want.
40th knockout, amazing. I don't want to see Deontay Wilder fight scrubs anymore. I like him fighting people that give him that real, competition. Like when he fought Klitschko, even though Klitschko was like 137 years old.
When he fought Tyson.
Yeah. But that's the person I was getting to. They need to make the Anthony Joshua fight happen because that's the big money fight. That's the pay-per-view bout.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Tyson Fury has to get that run back.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
And I look at that like the promoter in my head can see the thing coming together. Like imagine just them zooming in. Like they got 41, 0, and 1. And they're just zooming in on the 1 while Wilder's voice in the back. Like this right here fucks with me. You know what I'm saying? He got to get that run back because it's, first of all, it's too much conversation. There are people that say that Fury outboxed Wilder. There are people that say that Wilder's 2 knockdowns should have got Fury up out of there. You gotta come to an end.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
But with that, and then him and Tyson Fury, they get that run back, and then Wilder loses. First of all, haven't Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fought before?
I can't remember.
Yep, Googling on the show.
I can't remember. If he does, it depends on how his loss would be. If his loss is like a knockout, then yeah. But if it's like a decision type of knockout, then I think him and Anthony Joshua could still fight and it still be the same, even with that loss, because the loss isn't a definitive loss.
But with them, it has to be a decision. It has to be a decision where it was obvious that Tyson Fury was beating his ass, because then you'd have what we just had with their fight. Is this looks like this, but this also looks like this. So now all of a sudden the numbers are even. It has to be a super decisive decision for their fight to end that way. Unless Wilder just gets pieced the fuck up
right,
for like 6-7 rounds. There was an undercard fight actually on this Wilder fight that they had to bring to a stop. It was one of what the hell were they? I want to say they were light heavyweight. I could very much so be wrong, and I actually think I am wrong. But one of the fights had to come to a stop after like round 6 or 7. It was right before the Wilder fight. And one of the dudes that was fighting, I guess he was coming off of getting his ass beat. And of course, he was older. So he was like, they were saying on commentary, like, is this is either this is put up or shut up time. He either shows that he still is a championship contender or he's a scrub. He found out that day he was a scrub. Black dude was whooping his ass. Damn, who the fuck was it? Sean, it's gonna irk the shit out of me because he's a known nigga too. But he was whooping his ass, and to see it come to a stop, I was like, well, that answers the question of what they were talking about. And then the very next fight was a fucking first round knockout.
Yeah,
you can't. Again, Nipsey's song "Grind All My Life" was longer than the actual fight itself. But yeah, if Tyson Fury can get that run back and Wilder can really, going off the last fight, Wilder can survive that, it's time to put the Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder fight together. Yeah,
I agree with you. And that fight is going to be a huge spectacle.
Oh, absolutely. Like, this is going to be definitely not as big as Mayweather, but we're going to see a real top-notch heavyweight card. And you got to have a solid undercard on that too.
Yeah, you got to have people. It can't just be any undercard either. It got to be people that's like, you know what, you earn this.
It got to be all belts.
Yeah.
It can't be any, this is the fight to determine who moves forward to face the number one. None of that shit. It has to be all belts. It has to be full championship competition.
Now, if they do fight, or eventually, because I think they eventually fight.
I think so.
Who do you think is going to win?
I'm giving it to the bomber.
Really?
To the bomb squad. Yep.
Okay.
Because one thing about Deontay Wilder that I saw with this scrub that I didn't see with Tyson Fury is Wilder had a better eye for the opening. Because if you remember the Tyson Fury fight, before he knocked Tyson Fury down, Tyson Fury was just standing in front of Deontay Wilder with no hands up. And Wilder was just still in protection mode. And I'm just looking like, you can fuck him up right now. Like, Grant, you're a big dude, but you have enough speed that this man's arms are down. Tyson Fury, his arms are down. And then it clicked to him like, oh, shit. And then that's what he caught him, and he went down the first time. This time, as soon as he saw Brazil's cheek, it was over. He was just doop, doop, doop. And he started hit him with a crazy flurry. And then he let Brazil kind of, tire himself out a little more. And then that's when you saw that right hand. I feel like
deadly, boy.
It's nasty. Ear shifting. If you listen out there, try to wiggle your ears. Then go watch the video. Anyway, seeing that kind of put me in a better place when it comes down to Deontay Wilder. I'm like, okay, you watch the tapes and you realize where you fall short. Because we've had a conversation before that his defense is trash. Yeah, because he's not used to getting hit, so he doesn't know what to do when he's getting tagged up like that. So to see that happening, I felt good about it, and I think he'll put in the right amount of time and the right amount of training to really knock Anthony Joshua up out of there.
You think it's gonna be a knockout?
No, I think it's gonna be a very it's gonna be a unanimous decision for sure, and I think it's gonna be very to the point. Like, yeah, Wilder definitely won that.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be a knockout though.
Definitely.
If we got a knockout, worth the money.
Oh yeah,
money well spent. Goddamn it, bravo.
Yeah. Huh.
What you think?
I don't know. I honestly, I don't have a dog in this fight. I think I think Anthony Joshua could outlast Deontay. Like, far as his condition, he just seemed more of a better physical specimen.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he can take a punch from this man. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if Anthony Joshua can outlast him, then I'll probably give him an edge. Mm-hmm. But if he gets hit by this man, I'm not confident that he's gonna recover from it.
You ever see a nigga get hit so hard, and then you can tell in his face when he realized that motherfucker hits hard? Mm-hmm. That's been like every Deontay Wilder fight I've ever seen, especially with Brazil. Like, there was one hit where he connected with the side of his face. It was all glove and face. This nigga Brazil was just like, I got 12 rounds? How much time left in the first? All right. We're going to make it through this round.
Something got to change.
We're going to make it through this round. I'm going to go back to my corner. We're going to discuss how we're going to get through this. And then the fight was over.
Yeah. I've never been knocked out before, thankfully. Well, not like that. I've heard like some people that I know that fight, they say like when you get knocked out, it's like, fight starts, you get punched, and then the ref is waking you up, and you're like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like, I'm trying to,
like, dog, get out the way. Like, no, you don't understand.
What just happened?
You were laid out. Okay, you spread eagle on the floor. When you spread eagle, the fight's over. What's also funny about that knockout is that you saw him break down in phases. Like, phase 1 was his leg, phase 2 was his knee and his thighs, and then he kind of just did this little mid waist body roll, and then he just went to the ground and he just laid out. Like, when's the last time you just fell out like that? If it wasn't considered, passing out.
I don't know.
Like,
it had to be purposely done.
Only 2 times I've seen that happen is that knockout and heat exhaustion. Those are the only 2 reasons you fall down like that. Those are the only 2 reasons.
Oh man.
But yeah. I want to see the Anthony Joshua fight happen.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a great fight, but I definitely want to see that Tyson Fury run back.
Yeah, that is ever.
What is going on in the rest of the divisions?
Fucking no.
It just seems like since Mayweather retired, like, people don't pay that much attention to the welterweight division anymore like that. Pacquiao fights are now like,
I just wish this man would stop.
Nah, he's like, I'm gonna stop until I get knocked out again.
And what makes me question, like, at first I was like, maybe he's doing this because he needs the money. And I was like, you can be balling in the Philippines right now. Like, you can go over there with a couple G's in the Philippines and live pretty decent.
He is the financial breadwinner of the Philippines right now. Like, so, they go to the bank of Pocky.
So it's not a money thing. What is it? It's
a love.
You just not. But I don't give a damn. It's only so many times. If I'm in the NBA and I keep getting injured, eventually it's time to hang it up. No matter how much I love it, this man keeps getting knocked out.
He said, "I'm a Greg Oden this shit."
Man,
dog, did you see that? They were saying that when Zion Williamson saw that New Orleans got the number 1 pick, that was like, hey, I may stay in college. A degree don't sound too bad, right?
Well, I was having a discussion with somebody. Well, this is my fault again from having a discussion with people that aren't equipped to have that type of discussion with me. I was sitting there saying that, he's gonna he could potentially go back to school, and people was like, he's gonna turn down that money and the school ain't paying him. You're absolutely right. However, the school is the schools now, I don't know if you've seen recently where NCAA said they're gonna work out a way to where students are getting paid for their likeness or so on and so forth. And that may not happen next year. But Zion, with the hype that surrounds this man since fucking high school, he's going to be a millionaire whether he goes to the NBA next season or whether he waits 3 seasons.
Yeah, either way it goes, he's a pick.
He's going to be a millionaire. You know what I mean? So it's not too far-fetched to see him go back to that school.
Right.
It's not. It's not, especially if he enjoys his time when he was there. Yeah, they ain't getting paid. And yeah, we can sit here and say this as a fan, but if the man is enjoying his time there, if he's not tripping about not getting paid, then what difference does it make?
Right. The people forget that even though these are fucking machines, they're still humans.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. How many times have you went to go kick it somewhere where you ain't making no money, or you spent more money than what you would have liked,
right.
and you had fun? It's just the way shit is.
I think he also saw that they would have definitely recognized his talent, but it would have definitely come across that you don't have it, and his stock would fall. Like Anthony Davis right now, if he didn't do as well as he did, like didn't he have a game where he dropped like 45 or 50 and they still lost by like 30?
I'm surprised.
It was a while ago. But dog, speaking of basketball, actually, let me tell you how let down I was, right? To go watch this fucking fight. I turned away from the Golden State game, the Golden State Portland game.
I didn't watch them games.
Bruh, I turned away at halftime where Portland was up by like 25.
Yeah, Portland was kicking their ass.
And I'm like, okay, next thing you know, I read about it. Oh, 3-0, huh? Okay. When did that happen? They said, hey, Globetrotter ball.
Yeah.
They came out there. They brought it. It's everybody getting assist or assist to the assist.
You know, I know this, and this is kind of a little bit off subject, but was it yesterday? Or was it day before yesterday? What was yesterday? Saturday? This was yesterday.
Technically Monday.
Was this yesterday? Day before yesterday.
Okay.
No, this was yesterday. It's a doc. It's a Wu-Tang doc on Showtime. I watched it on Fire Stick, whatever. But let me tell you. Now, growing up, I've never been like a huge Wu-Tang fan. Like that just wasn't like my lane. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I've heard Wu-Tang songs. I'm like, yo, that's that shit.
It resonates different to like a New York nigga.
Well, not even that. Somebody that may be 5 years older than me, it may resonate more. You know what I mean? But in this particular case, I was watching this doc and I'm learning about stuff. Wu-Tang is that shit.
How you come across that?
Just because you're watching each individual stories, you're watching what the other person. This is a doc. Like, yeah, it's taking place now. This is like old footage. So you're not seeing this footage. You're watching them lay down cream. Then you get to just see who your perception of what I thought growing up is different from what I'm actually watching. Like to me, even now, period. I always think Method Man is the dopest person to me.
Absolutely,
right?
One of the most underrated.
Right, but when you say Wu-Tang to me, my immediate thought is Raekwon. I figure he was like the leader or something. You know what I mean? But watching it, like learning that Inspector Deck really had bars. Like I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So just seeing the different dynamic of what I perceive to be, it was dope. You should check it out. You should definitely check it out.
People, because I'm just like you, I don't really follow Wu-Tang like that, but I understand their importance.
Right, I understand their importance. Yeah.
But I've always heard that. I've always heard Inspector Deck had crazy bars. Of course, Method Man is one of the most underrated. I've heard more Raekwon than I have of any of the rest. Raekwon and Ghostface.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah,
I've
heard him more than Meth. Yeah.
Well, no, I've heard Meth more than all of them. But as far as like people that I've taken the time, like again, respect to Wu-Tang, but you're not gonna hear me say, "Hey, yo, put on that You Got album."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got that new Jizza?
Right.
You tripping.
But watching that doc, I'm learning that even though they weren't like a fan favorite for us, all of them had bars. If you watch that doc, you'll see what I mean. Like they all had like I don't want to say bars. That's maybe a reach. They all had the skill to have bars.
Oh, okay, got you. Even You Got?
Yes.
Okay. He's just been always like the most consistent one to me that I've just been like, I did see a interview where Ghostface said that Capadonna, who was like the unofficial Wu-Tang dude, he said that he bodied them all in like a round table freestyle.
Yeah, bars too.
I was like, damn, Capadonna. Was Capadonna in it?
He was, but not too much.
He must came on like late.
Yeah, and it's funny because they went in chronological order. Like you know what I mean, you watch them early '90s stuff like that, and then they led up to like present day. So it was cool to see. It was really cool to see. You got to me, I guess somebody that would be 5 years at least older would know this, but me, I didn't know like a lot of RZA's business dealings.
Oh
And
yeah,
a lot of them be shady. I didn't know that.
yeah.
I did not know
I heard a lot. I heard that's why like the split started to really
right.
happen. Like I don't know, like seeing how he moves now.
It's growth. It's growth.
You know,
growth. Yeah.
Compared to what he was doing back then, like it's just crazy to know that that's the kind of dude that he was.
But it wasn't always.
Because now he seems to be he seems to incorporate.
Right, yeah, but it wasn't. But I will say this: it wasn't always like that. It wasn't just like this person's just a shady piece of shit. It wasn't always.
No,
like
just
that.
eventually.
His intentions were actually good. Like he was actually trying to do stuff. Like for instance, he had let everybody out. This is still wild. He let everybody out of their contract, which is wild, except for ODB. And he was saying it because I had a plan for you, so on and so forth. Meanwhile, it was hurting ODB because he wanted to leave. I think he was signed with The Rock. So he wanted to leave and stuff like that. So yeah, it was hurting him that way. But in his mind, RZA's mind, he was like, I'm really trying to like help this person. And it was just cool to see. It was cool to see. You got to see ODB. You got to see him. He didn't have bars or nothing like that. But
I'm about to say, come on. Now.
But he was. You
baby, come on.
You seen he was the glue though that kept everybody
absolutely.
there. You
absolutely.
seen that, and you seen how it was. Now he had this man went to jail. He went to jail for 3 years for wearing a bulletproof vest because he was a felon, and I guess and felons couldn't wear a bulletproof vest. Now, mind you, he was wearing the bulletproof vest because police were shooting at him, or he was getting shot at for no reason. So he was wearing it, to protect himself. So they locked him up for 3 years in jail. He escapes. How? I don't fucking know.
It's ODB.
I don't know, but he escapes. Went on. He did a show. He was. They showed him on stage at a Wu-Tang concert where he was like, first he was like, "Y'all can't be up here. Like I just came out, but y'all my people." And he went back. He went back for 4 years. But the fact that this man went to jail for wearing a bulletproof vest. So was he not supposed to wear one, get shot, and then that just be that? Like,
well, that's the plan.
Yeah, so. It was just wild to me, but it was definitely a good doc to really, if you want to know about Wu-Tang or you want to know about just if your introduction to hip hop in general, this is a good place to start.
Yeah, I'm definitely want to do that. Especially because around the time that they came up, it was really starting. That's when hip hop was really getting into its.
They talked about the breaking part. They did a great job of it.
Oh no, hey, I definitely gotta check that out. Damn. How did I miss that? Because I remember hearing about it. I remember hearing so much shit about it. I didn't know that it finally dropped.
Me either. That's the thing. I heard about it, and then I forget what I was doing, and I was like, "Yeah, the Wu-Tang." I was like, "Damn, this shit dropped a little while ago." I don't know, but it's a fantastic. So it's a 4-part dark hour. You know what I mean? But it's fantastic.
I'm definitely gonna look into that. Quick conversation, and then we can actually wrap this up. So one thing I did read about is Lamar Odom is dropping a tell-all book. Mm-hmm. Now, at first I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I chuckled. I gave the same, that I just gave just now. But once I actually looked into it, I'm thinking about it be just about his wild times or whatever. I didn't realize that man masked all of that behind that talent.
Yeah. like
to know that he was an addict back in his street ball days.
Yeah, they say I seen something that said during Team USA.
Yeah,
he faked the drug
I saw
test.
that.
I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
It said that they said they spent hours online trying to find out ways to beat the drug test, and these are people who know that he's a druggie,
right?
Like, and they're like officials and shit like that. You know, they said they spent hours trying to figure out ways to beat the, to beat the drug test. So they end up getting somebody else's pee and a prosthetic dick. Mm-hmm. Because, for the Olympic Games, they have to watch you pee. Yeah. That's got to be a real shitty job. So, can you go in the cup, please? Can you stop making eye contact, sir? But, so they got to pee in the cup or whatever, and they use the fake dick. Mm-hmm. So to know he used to go to that extreme just to keep his habit going. Yeah. And he wasn't just like a drug addict. He was an addict of all vices. Like, mm-hmm. And of course, sex was his big thing.
Say they had 20,000 women. Or not 20,000, sorry, 2,000 women.
2,000 sounds more, more so along the lines of, right? Because shit, you look at, what was dude's name? The other basketball player.
Well, that's what they say. That's a myth.
Well, of course it's a myth, but I'm saying, I said it's a better, number than what he tried to throw
absolutely,
out.
Absolutely. So definitely well better number. More realistic number.
But when you hear, because they take excerpts from the book that's supposed to be coming out, mm-hmm. and you kind of hear what he's saying about it, 2,000 does not sound far-fetched for what he was doing. They even said that.
True, because if you're on a binge, let's say hypothetically you went to like a brothel or something, like you're on a binge, You can probably take down.
Not hypothetically, that's what he did.
That's what he did. But I'm saying you could go, if you wanted to, you could go there and take down a few. You know what I mean? So,
right. And you end up going up, 6 in your record in a day.
Yeah.
But that's one thing he said. I think they said he was with 3 or 4 women the night of the Bunny Ranch shit. And he just kept popping Viagra, kept drinking, kept doing whatever the fuck it is. I can't remember what they said he was doing. And all that shit mixed, and that motherfucker started foaming at the mouth, and they was like, yo, he's dying. He's dying right here.
That's crazy.
To know that all of that was behind an NBA champion, you know what I mean? Like, that shit is crazy. And it's also, it makes you think, how do you, when you're living the lifestyle that he's living, how do you have the mindset to really stop and be like, I have a problem? When you're doing all of this, you got a Kardashian, you know what I'm saying? You're making mad bread. Well, around the Kardashian time, he had already been traded. But, the time with the Lakers, all of this good is happening. And you just don't think that maybe I have a problem. Maybe I need to go see somebody.
No, you won't.
How when you're in that position, how do you make yourself make that transition?
You won't until you lose everything.
Facts.
You won't. You simply won't. Same. I mean, we can draw a parallel with Chris Brown if we want to, but somebody that's able to do all of that and have that talent, you think he doesn't know that?
Right.
We can sit there and identify like, damn, you did all this and you had this talent. So imagine how he's like, yo, I just snorted 8 lines. And I can't be touched on the court. So naturally he's going to keep doing it. You know what I mean? Until he loses everything. And unfortunately, that's what we saw. We saw him not be in the league no more. And we just saw downhill from that. And then that's when he was like, you know what? Yeah, I know I probably could, or I could at one point go out there, get buckets and be high, but I can't do this no more. And I think I'm going to go with this more so than these drugs. You have to lose everything.
Right.
That's the only way. Other than that, you're going to keep doing it. Same with Chris Brown. Chris Brown been an icon since a teenager. Naturally he gonna have shit that, you know what I mean, when you can go anywhere in the world, or you can go buy whatever you want, people that you didn't know last year, of course you're gonna wild out a little bit.
Right,
man.
What made me think about that is I normally see the clip in whatever basketball doc or 30 for 30 or whatever, but
he gonna have a dope ass 30 for 30.
His 30 for 30 is gonna be legit. They got to put that shit on Showtime.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing about a player that had a heart attack on the court, and I finally saw the actual video of the broadcast of it. That just made me think, this man was in the gym taking care of himself.
It was Hank Gathers.
There we go. Getting his shit together. You know what I'm saying? And from what they reported, he wasn't into drugs and shit like that. He was just all about basketball. Just has a heart attack right then and there.
Ironically, growing up, that was one of my, even though I didn't have any signs or issues saying, hey, that was one of my biggest fears growing up.
Or just dropping dead from heart attack. Dog, I saw the same thing with soccer. There's a whole compilation video on, because of course, once you look that up, if you like this, look at this morbid shit.
Put you in the wormhole.
But they had a whole compilation videos of just soccer players dropping dead just in the middle of a game. And I was just watching one of the cup finals, and I think it was Tottenham and whoever the fuck they were playing. I'm like, dog, these motherfuckers are just running for an hour and a half.
Bro, you see how big that field is?
You know what I'm saying? And y'all just running up and down this motherfucker for an hour and a half, and your heart just I'm cool.
Right.
So you see all that shit going on, and you're in this, you're in this same field, you're in this athletic field to where you're constantly keeping your heart pumping.
I want to quit. I see that shit. I want to quit.
Just last night, you did 3 bumps off of Hooker's ass. And then you bust her down and her friend. Come on, dog.
I want to quit after that.
That's favor, man. I'm I don't know how.
And what's crazy is that the person that unfortunately had the heart attack, they probably did everything just as it was a normal fucking game.
Oh, yeah.
And put on their cleats, put on it. You know what I mean? It was normal. Went out there, and that's crazy.
He went out. When you watch the video, I think he was just coming off of a layup or a dunk, and he gave a 5 to his teammate, and then just everything. He just dropped like Brazil. It just went out. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo.
Yeah, that's wild.
They said he tried to get back up, and then he just felt it get worse, and he just fell out, and then said he was dead right there. So to know that kind of shit happens to athletes who take care of themselves, somehow this man was able to survive, and that's gonna be a hell of a story to hear one day.
Oh yeah, like
Hell
I said,
of a
that
story.
30 for 30 was gonna be crazy.
Notice I didn't say I'm gonna read his book. No,
You know, really do it.
no. I don't know. I've never really been into autobiographies like that.
Nah, if it's an audible or whatever, then
Audible.
maybe.
I would listen to the Audible.
Yeah.
I would say I just started Shook Ones, but his other one, Black Privilege, it was autobiography, but it wasn't. It was just kind of speaking to how you can come from one place and use that to make your next place right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was almost like a self help. So I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, this one I don't have anxiety, so I don't think I can really understand it like that. So I didn't plan on reading this one, but I do agree with you with the first one.
So, with that being said, I don't know. I just never been able to get into reading about somebody's life story. Like, nah, man, show me.
Yeah,
I had to see
I wanna
this.
see
I had
this
to see this
shit.
shit happen. Like we said in the beginning, we back. Sorry we didn't have drops too, because I think one of these motherfuckers took my aux cord, but we gonna get to that later. I'll let y'all know next episode who got my shit. Kev, let the people know where they can find you at, sir.
Same place as usual. _Hollywood Kev on Twitter. _Hollywood Kev _ on Instagram.
At Big Los IG on IG. Big Los 89 on Snapchat, which I haven't been on like at all. Follow The Noize on the Big Three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And of course, follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. Kev, it feels good to be back, bro.
That it does.
And before we sign off, is this very disturbing video of these two white couples in like their 80s, and they're like making out, and dudes like grabbing his
I
cheek.
seen it.
What's so bad about it is that
She ain't got no ass.
one, she ain't got no ass, but it's also clenching up as if it's ass. So you know that's all just old person cheek. Like, that's just that's skin and fucking tailbone.
It all depends.
Oh yes, and it's a full depend. If you look at the juice,
It's a full
it's definitely a used. But anyway, as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate the support, and as always, it's Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's The Noize. We back.